Yes, guys, the Premier League is back with a bang at 12:30 on Saturday. Manchester City hosting Liverpool. And yeah, a little bit of a cliched video, a little bit tired at this point, but a combined 11 from box to box football. James and I kind of trying to talk this out and agree as best we can here. James, I think we'll dive straight into this. I mean, obviously, we're both very excited for the game. We have our predictions for that game in our Game Week 13 predictions, so go check that out. Hit subscribe if you're not. Drop a like on the video as well. James, goalkeeper, two unbelievable goalkeepers. Is there a clear standout for you?
Easy. They're both Brazilian. Who is the Brazilian number one, Jack?
Alisson?
Alisson is the Brazilian number one. Sometimes Ederson plays, but to me, overall, Alisson to me is the better goalkeeper. Ederson's better with his feet, but Alisson overall, claiming the ball, commanding his box, making saves. To me, just a better goalkeeper overall.
James, I'm going to do us both bit of a solid here and save us some time and do that. Are you happy with that?
Easy.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for Darwin Núñez, but yeah. Jack, are we doing this when everybody's fit?
I think so. Yeah, I think we kind of have to.
Okay. If that's the case, we also put Kevin De Bruyne in there. That's not that to me is not a debate. Then, Jack, we're on to right back.
Yeah, right back. Who have you got?
Okay, right back.
Ooh, okay. I'm
Kyle Walker and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Jack, to me, it's an easy one. Kyle Walker all day, every single day. Granted, on the ball, Trent Alexander-Arnold's ability is second to none. But the difference is that, to me, I want my fullback to defend. Kyle Walker has been able to go against the absolute best in the world and nullify them. So to me, it's easily Kyle Walker. You know, and granted, sometimes he isn't a star for City, but listen, in certain plays, I think if Trent played for Man City, he wouldn't be guaranteed a starter. Sometimes that's how weird Guardiola is.
I don't want my risk X-factor player playing right back. I just don't. I want my right back to defend. I want him to be available for pass backs. I want him to do overlaps. I want him to make recovery tackles. I don't want my X-factor player playing right back. So I agree with you. I've got a lot of respect for Trent, and he's really revolutionising the position. But I think I agree with you across the board there.
Jack, going into two centre backs, to me, Virgil van Dijk is, no matter what people want to say about him, I think he is outstanding.
Yeah.
Now, I think he walks into it. Now, the second one is, who is it? Is it Rodri? No. Is it Ruben Diaz or is it John Stones? And John Stones is a fantastic centre back. And obviously, people look at the Champions League performance from him. That's great. But I want my centre back to be a centre back, not to be a Roman guy who drops into midfield. Maybe if my manager was Pep Guardiola, that would be different. But Jack, Diaz, Stones, I'm picking Diaz. You know, just want to know, do you agree with me there?
You're picking Diaz, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, I am too. Again, look, I tend to agree with you, but again, I want my. It's that whole part of like, do the position well first.
Yes.
And we'll talk about your other stuff. Like with Trent has unbelievable talent. He goes to England as a midfielder. That's insane, right? That's amazing. It's all credit to him. John Stones, I'm sure, could probably go to England as a midfielder too. But if you're a centre-back, be a centre-back. And I've got an absolute love affair with Ruben Diaz. I think he's incredible. And a Ruben Diaz-Van Dijk partnership would be something to behold. Left back is kind of an interesting one. I feel like it's a pretty safe Andrew Robertson, but do you not feel that way?
But I think Nathan Ake's performances last year was incredible. I think he was just, the amount of amazing performances he had last year to me was an undoubtable thing. But Andy Robertson overall, to me in the last 5 years, you can probably say he was the best left back in the world. Of course we can have a debate there, but at his absolute height, Jack, a serious player there. Granted, he's come off the boil a little bit, but when he is at his best, you see Liverpool play very, very well.
Kind of a cliche left back if you think about just his frame, the way he plays, his attitude. It's a very kind of stereotypical of that position. A little bit of a throwback in many respects, and I like that. I'm with you on that one. This is an easy one, isn't it?
Rodri, yeah, we're not. I don't think there's too much to debate there. Jack, the next one is that who are we going to have there? And my thing is this, Jack. Bernardo Silva has to be in this team.
I agree.
I do not want to debate about it because I feel like this guy's is not just one of the best in the Premier League, Jack. He's one of the best in the world at any position.
I agree.
Play him out wide, play him in centre, whatever. To me, I look at the Liverpool midfield right now, and listen, granted, Liverpool have been doing really well, but even Liverpool fans will tell you that they still want more from McAllister. They still want one for so many players. And like with Henderson gone, Fabinho not really being there as much. They've been able to cope without a sitting midfielder there. But if I have to ask myself right now, does those four, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri, get into Manchester City's team? I don't even think that's
to Liverpool's team. Yeah, of course.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry, I mean to Liverpool's team. I don't really think that is debatable.
Dominic Szoboszlai has been nice, but again, a lot of the praise and the plaudits that somebody like Szoboszlai is getting is from Liverpool fans, and they're always going to be giving credit to their own. If you actually look at the kind of performances and also look at the outcome, I know we hate doing that, but the goals and assists and the statistics to back that up just doesn't hit quite like the other guys do. And Man City, it's a complete Man City midfield, and there's a very good reason for that. Mo Salah, need we say any more? The one thing I was going to ask you, James, was if Bernardo Silva was potentially going to take that Mo Salah spot. Left wing, though, are we saying it's a choice between Luiz Diaz and somebody like Doku, or does Jack Grealish get a shout?
Yeah, so I think it's between Doku, Grealish, and Luiz Diaz. And it just really depends what you want there. I do believe overall of what a player can offer, I think Luiz Diaz can do just a little bit more than what Doku and Grealish can do. I think Grealish holding on to the ball is fantastic. Doku 1v1 is fantastic. But Luiz Diaz also offers me goals. He can light up teams. And to me, he can be a main event player in the point of view of, like, when you want him to step up, he will step up. I don't think Grealish steps up in the way that, think about it, a Luiz Diaz would, or like a Doku would. Bear in mind, Doku's been fantastic and he's been great, but I just think Diaz offers more goal-wise and also just offensively, you know?
I think in a year's time that Diaz and Doku is going to be a very interesting conversation when it comes to this, because I do think he will progress. I do think he will get better and become more and more lethal for that Man City team. So I think it could be closer. But right now, James, I've got to be honest with you, across the board, there aren't really too many head scratches there. I feel like this was actually a pretty easy task. I don't know if you'd agree with that or not.
Again, the striker thing is hard. You're never going to argue against Erling Haaland. I'm a big fan of Nunes. I look at somebody like Phil Foden, he's great, but can you really compete with a player like Mo Salah, especially the way he's playing, Jack, this season? It's so hard. And then to me, you look at Manchester City overall, there's some no-brainers there. Yeah, to me, you look at that midfield, Rodri's definitely getting in there. Bernardo Silva has to get in there. Kevin De Bruyne, you know what we feel about him overall. When you look at this, it's quite an equal Jack team overall. Liverpool, 6 Manchester City.
Does it surprise you the amount of Liverpool players? But I will say this: if I had Edison in there, I wouldn't complain too much. If it was Stones over Van Dijk, I wouldn't complain like a crazy amount. I'd complain, but not a crazy amount. Right wing, probably quite convincingly Salah, and Doku over Diaz, I wouldn't complain either. I think it's quite clear that the City positions are like set in stone, whereas the Liverpool ones are more coin toss ones. That's all I'd say.
Yeah, I look at the Liverpool midfield, the fact that you have Enzo in there, sometimes Javi Elia might come in there, Cody Gakpo drops into centre list. Liverpool is just, there's a load of different players that could come in and out of that team there. That midfield for Manchester City is just absolutely elite. And Jack, you've seen what they were able to do last season. A player like Gundogan isn't even there, so he's another player that we obviously could have dropped in if he was still playing for City. But Jack, as I said, I'm happy with that team.
Me too. Guys at home, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think there's too much complaining that you can do against that team, but you're going to have to let us know in the comments section. Drop a like on the video if you like what you've seen. If you're not subscribed, what you're doing, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, me and James, we'll see you.